As a kid, I used to sink a lot of hours into all kinds of video games. Out of all genres, two stood out in particular: sandbox games, with their seemingly infinite room for creativity, and tower defense games, with their simple yet very fun and addictive gameplay loops. I'd like to introduce you to Augmented, a tower defense game about combining components to create unique towers. It fuses the tried and tested tower defense with the creative freedom of a sandbox game. The basic gameplay goes as follows. When you start a level, you will find your core and at least one enemy spawn. Enemies always take the closest path to your core. If they manage to reach your core, they steal a portion of your core's energy and start glowing. Now they start walking back to their spawn. If they make it back, they deal damage to you. This is inspired by Defense Grid: The Awakening, a game in which aliens try to steal power cores from you. Protecting the core is achieved through a combination of mechanics: building towers that kill enemies and placing walls in a way that maximizes the time it takes for enemies to reach your core. Up to this point, it might sound like a pretty standard tower defense game. That is until I introduce structures and augmentations. Traditionally, towers can be purchased and placed in exchange for a certain amount of currency. Usually, these towers can also be upgraded by spending further currency. Take, for example, the Dart Monkey from Bloons Tower Defense 6, which is pretty much as simple as a tower gets. A dart monkey throws a single dart roughly every second. A dart deals damage to a maximum of 2 enemies before it breaks. It can then be upgraded. Upgrades can provide unique special effects or increase its stats like damage, attack speed, etc. In Augmented, however, you place structure bases. On their own, these are just more expensive walls. You can think of an augmentation as a module that provides a certain ability to a structure. This might seem a little confusing and complicated. Allow me to demonstrate how we'd build a tower similar to the Dart Monkey from Bloons. First, let's place a basic structure base and add an eye, which allows the structure to detect nearby enemies. Now, let's add a slingshot, which shoots rocks at targets provided by the eye. And there we have it, our first primitive tower. Let's see how it does. Obviously, this demonstration is only scratching the surface of the augmentation system. Currently, there are 9 augmentations in the game. My vision for the initial release is a complete game featuring about 40 unique levels, at least 50 augmentations, at least 4 bosses, and about 40 different enemies. I'm also proud to humbly announce Augmented will feature a handcrafted world map along with an epic story that rivals the likes of George R. R. Martin and J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm planning on releasing a devlog every week, so make sure to subscribe if you're interested in Augmented. If you want to join the Augmented Discord or find my socials, go to augmented-td.com.